Hey Desi, thank you for the resub. 26 months. Appreciate that. Good morning, everybody. Just kind of give a moment for people to get in here. And there's a lot of little kids here running around. The parade starts in about 14 minutes. Hey, Edson. Good to see you, buddy. So we are on Main Street in Jackson, California, an old gold rush town. Which I've done streams here before in the town, earlier on actually. And then I think I actually did this parade 2 years ago. Yeah, we call it Veterans Day, but yes, Desi. And I think you were here. We did it a couple years ago. So just looking south on Main Street. And north. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Sue, thank you so much for 22 months. Appreciate you. I've loved every one of the 22 months of watching. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Hey, brother. Good to see you, Andy. So I know last year I wasn't able to make this parade, and I can't remember what. I think it was rainy. I just don't remember, but nonetheless, it's always a fun little parade. No worry, does he? Yeah, the last year I haven't had a chance to get live as much. I've been so much going on and some other things. But it's glad to have you in here, Andy. It's been a while. Obviously, last month I streamed the car show, which that VOD is up on YouTube today. I did see it got partially blocked for something for copyright, so obviously it was some background music somewhere, so I'll look later and see if it's easy to fix. If not, no worries. It'll just stay partially blocked. One thing that's always a pain in the butt is just the background music and getting dinged for that stuff, especially not being a music streamer. Yeah, it does seem like it's happening more and more too, so whatever. Like I said, it is what it is. I don't lose sleep over it. Yeah, I know 2 years, a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was, when I was at Lake Tahoe on the boat, that stream got hammered because they were just playing music. Someone was playing music on the boat, and it just, I got whacked just all over the place, just copyright strikes. The stuff on Twitch, when they muted the VOD, I was able to get reversed, just saying, hey, it was background music. I had no part of it. It's just ambient music, you know, so they were able to reverse that, but I could never get the ones on YouTube removed. Same thing with a year ago, one of the Ragtime Festival streams. One whole thing, they blocked the whole dang thing, and I'm like, come on, man, this. But it is what it is. Dougie? Yeah, there's some things I want to look at this year. I know actually you and I talked quite a long time ago about like external mic and stuff, but without getting too crazy. Yeah, this is 2 towns over from where I live. But it's a great little town. Yeah, that's why I don't lose too much sleep over it, Andy. It is too hard. Worry about. Thank you, Hilma, for your service. Good to see you, buddy. And anybody else that may have served or is lurking or watching, thank you for your service. Hey, Sniper, good to see you, buddy. Just getting ready to pray to about 10 minutes from now, I guess. So just wanted to make sure I was here and got a spot.
Two. No wonder she's spicy. Yes, very spicy. What's your name, spicy? Wookie. Yeah.
It's actually the best weather we've had for something like this in quite a while. We've had a lot of rain lately, the last month. But the last couple days, it's actually been fairly, well, it's cooler today. It's supposed to be cooler today, but we had a couple days of high 70-degree Fahrenheit. Oma, thank you for the bits. Thank you so much. And tomorrow we have storms starting to come in. Snow on Thursday. It'll be a little bit east of here, up the in higher elevation on the mountain. And we should get, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches of rain here. Did you serve, Sniper? I see your comment there. Thanks to the fellow veterans. So, regardless, thank you so much. Desi, thank you so much for 2 gifted. Thank you, Sniper. I don't know that. Thank you for your service. I know whom I did, because we had talked about it previously, but... CBs. Oh, awesome. So, I think everywhere is going to be a little bit different, Andy, answering your question there. I know I donate to the local American Legion Hall personally, and then a few other things. But we also have a little thing here in town where, like a thrift store. The money for that thrift store goes to a veterans fund, but they work on housing veterans, providing additional training, things like that to help veterans out too as well. Yeah, but you're a homeowner now, Adson. It never ends. It's always something. But it's your something. That's what matters. Well, I didn't realize we were at level 2 on my train. So I have make it easier, I have a second phone here I'm using just to watch the chat. Yeah, time-wise, I mean, everybody's things are different. I mean, some people can donate time, and some people can donate things, some people donate money. Help different things. Yeah, the DAV disabled vets. So Sue's putting some things in there. Yeah, the VFW, Veterans Foreign Wars. A lot of different, many different things. Hey brother, good to see you, JF. No problem. Enjoy the lurk. Wounded Warriors. I mean, there's just so many different organizations, which is great. There's so many people out there doing things for those that are serve the country. Do a little quick flip around here just for a second. Anyhow, hope everybody's doing well today, and thank you very much for hopping in. So let's, parade will be starting here in a few minutes. So I'd flip it around while I could. Let's flip this around. Oh, water down the chimney, that's not the best. Yeah, VFW, my grandfather's funeral, did some stuff, as well as the local American Legion there in his old town. But there's so many organizations and things that just do amazing work. About 7% of the population are veterans, lots out there. Yeah, there's a lot, and especially depending on where you are. I mean, like up here, I bet that population is a lot heavier. Chat there, I missed some things there. But Boom and JF's definitely got your number. A lot more people showing up here.
Who's it? Her.
Of course, got the kids blowing off steam here. So this town, Jackson, is a gold rush era town. I know when I did the tour here a couple years ago, we talked about a lot of history and stuff. Basically, I think in 1850. Peanut, thank you so much for using your Prime. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, no ads. Oh, you know what? I forgot to go in there too. Hopefully it wasn't a pre-roll. I meant to go in there and disable pre-rolls because it keeps resetting. So that's it's starting to frustrate me because it seems like every time I set it to stop pre-rolls and and set it for 1.5 minutes every 30 minutes, it seems like it keeps resetting to pre-rolls, which I don't understand why it's resetting. It works fine through the streams, but the next stream you gotta reset it. And I've only recently, the last couple streams, had that noticed that. And of course today I just totally forgot. Adson, do you mind putting a note in the to-do thing to check my ads, and I'll check that later? Or if you can get in there, you should have privileges to get in rights to that. If you can get in there and disable pre-roll and set it back to 1.5 minutes every 30 minutes, I appreciate it if you're able to. Hey Roro, good to see you. Doing well. Enjoy your work a little bit. And thank you for popping into Alert. And then if, let's see if I can do this from here. If someone wants to give the real Eat My Pixie Dust a shout out. Roro does a lot of streams, journaling, Mix does a lot of cool little stuff. Sorry, I had to stand for the national anthem. I didn't hear it at first. It's quite a ways down from where the announcers are. Yeah, hold on. Editor can change ads. I know I've got a couple mods have permission as editor. It was a flyover.
Yes, you found another house. We're at that age where we are building the house. Way fenced in. I can't find it. Remember, you put your hand out first.
Yeah, luckily I actually have both, so they give us Friday after Thanksgiving off every year, and then Veterans Day. Sue, I did see your DM, but I didn't see it. I'll respond to that after stream. Hola, guard. Hola, gato. Later, Homa. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for the bits. Really appreciate it.
Side by side.
Sneaky bastard, Homa. Boy Scouts. Cub Scouts. sure there'll be something, does he? Yeah, if you're lurking and aren't following, I appreciate a follow. So we're one away from 340. So it's kind of held up because at the other end of the parade, to my left, south of me, sounds like I got a bunch of clapping. I think they were doing national anthem again with the color guard. Starting to move again. Does he? Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's pretty massive too. Yeah, Scots. Yeah, one year I was here, they did, but I don't know, maybe sure there's a reason why not today. We used to have a Scott at work, one of the managers. At one time, good God, you couldn't understand a word that guy ever said. Native Sons of the Golden West. There I have carrying the California state flag. This is a local little fire camp up near about 10 miles east of here. But they take some of the kids that have not led a best life and do Department of Corrections, rehabilitation, and teach them how to fight fires. And they do a lot of stuff, preventative stuff in the off season too, like clearing brush. Sister got game, welcome in. Good to see you. I wasn't paying attention, Sue, sorry. It was way too far back to me. I want to say it was a Mustang, but I can't confirm that. Yeah, like I said, I think it was. I just don't. It's kind of what I remember seeing and thinking in my mind, but I could be wrong. Of course, a little local fire department. And unfortunately, we are an area, of course, the mountains, and sometimes summers, late summers, prone to forest fires. So, local fire departments and CAL FIRE do a great job around here, keeping everybody safe and knocking fires down. This is the Elks. A lot of the different service organizations around here, they're, you know, Elks, Rotary, Lions, all those things just do a ton here in the community. Yeah, the EMTs through the fire departments have red trucks. The local ambulance company, well, it's not a company, but it's actually done through the American Legion through donations. And they are all white. This is Amador Senior Center. It's like they're throwing out all kinds of stuff for the little ones. Candies and things like that, looks like. Another one of the fire districts near here, Jackson Valley Fire District. A little bit west of here. About 7 miles, 8 miles. Usually white and green on NHS, so red is a bit strange. Ah, gotcha. The Knights of Columbus. County Fire Department. Model A Club. Or if someone just got hurt or or ill or something. Hudson, maybe, who knows? That's interesting. So one of the tribal casinos, Harris. We have 2 current tribal casinos here in the county. Soon to be a 3rd. Somehow a big gap got formed here, but it is what it is. Oh, Sister Got Game, thank you for the follow. I didn't see that until just now. Sorry. Appreciate that. Not sure what they are exactly, but I see a lot of dogs down there. Twin Cedars K9. They do boarding and training. There you go, Sniper. seen one of those in a long time, sniper. Little yellow Porsche, yeah. Car brands, like even Subaru, for example. So their commercials say one thing, and then in other countries they say a different. Thank you, Roro. Appreciate it. Hope PT goes well. Celtic Glass Creations, welcome in. Good to see you. If someone could give a shout out to Celtic Glass as well. That's who we need to get. Should have had JMO and Frank when they were doing their crochet stream. Celtic Glass also does a little bit of IRL stuff, a little gaming once in a while.
Good enough today, I got clear down.
Fellow Californian. You're welcome. stepdad down here and his Dodge brothers. Little ones. Whoops. Yeah. Very cute. Yeah, I don't know, Sniper. So what I'm gonna do here, that's just like about the end of the parade. I think that is everybody, but what I'm gonna do here in just a minute is I'm gonna hydrate. Just take a little walk around town here. Kind of show you all around.
Down here, you want to walk to the truck, go back to the house?
I was a little bummed I walked off and left my reusable my metal water container at home, so I had to stop and get water this morning. Flop that around. What's that town? Jackson, you mean? Yeah, Jackson's a fun town. Yeah, living up here in the Mother Lode it's a ton of fun. A lot of history. Looks like gin forks. What? Oh, you mean up there? Yeah, go for it, Edson. So a lot of the water bottle. Yeah, I assure you, it is not gin.
I didn't know where it passed.
I do like gin, but I wouldn't go around drinking it like that, and I wouldn't drink it in public. So a lot of the shops are, we'll kind of see here, but a lot of gift shops here in town, vintage stores, restaurants. There's a little Italian restaurant, Saluti's. Like I said, we'll just kind of walk one end and come back down the other. No, but I've always enjoyed the little small towns. Definitely a bigger community feel than you have at the bigger towns. This shop here, it's completely, you can see because the reflections, but Christmas. So every ornament you could think of. Fire station and post office. Yeah, we're a little bigger. We do have towns like that in this county, but Jackson, obviously, the county seat, a little bigger. A bar, the tea room here. Especially there's just so many different things going on all the time through the different organizations. It's never too early for Christmas. But if you're visiting and you see something and you go in there and look or whatever and buy something, doesn't mean you got to put it out now. It could be a gift, it could be whatever. Local radio station.
Why are they not open?
No, that's not bad at all, 4 miles. I mean, when I was growing up here, probably about 24 miles, I guess, east of here, up higher on the mountain there. It was a long ways to get to the store. But they've since done roads and road widenings and straightenings and things to make it a heck of a lot easier to travel. But it used to be, I mean, it was 45 minutes to high school from where I lived. And about the same to any big grocery store. I mean, there was a little tiny store, but you wouldn't want to do all your grocery shopping there.
That's so nice that she let me.
This is something that just opened here. I've not been into Lofty's Deli. Something I'll check into later. This candy shop here, they do have a lot of think of the word here, model train supplies, parts and things like that in there. But they do they just do a bunch of different things, different fudges. Mint. There's some for Woody. Milk chocolate caramel sea salt. But they do have a little ice cream counter in there as well. They do not have any lemon bars. They don't have any baked type stuff, just fudge and candy. Now there is a spot here at the end of town. Once in a blue moon has them. And of course I'll look. So we were sitting right over there watching the parade. Ooh, that sounds good, Desi. I love cherries.
After 40 years.
I don't know. They don't have any brownies in that shop. They might have them in the shop here at the end down here. Yeah, they need the guy with the shovel. But some of these old shops and stuff have little apartments, living spaces up above. So National Hotel, see there it says established 1852, and restaurant there says the Duke Restaurant and Saloon. This was actually Jackson, California is actually a very favorite location of John Wayne, the actor. Had some property near here, stayed at this hotel quite frequently. Trips up here, so the hotel obviously playing with honor with the rest of their restaurant to the Duke. Just peek over here real quick, and then we'll. So I mentioned the youth authority, the kids at Department of Corrections that do they teach fight fires and stuff and do a lot of brush clearing and stuff like that, but they also do a lot of stuff not fire related, but like they started here recently, weed eating and coming and removing all the brush and grasses out of the creeks in towns, help prevent flooding, prevent better flow of water. So here you have a couple creeks coming in here, which goes over here, but this in January 97, New Year's Day 97, where I'm standing right now was, I don't know, 4 feet, 5 feet underwater. We had real bad floods. We had had multiple days of snow prior to Christmas. I think it snowed like 4 days in a row, and there was 4.5, almost 5 feet of snow at my mom's house, which is a 4,000 foot elevation. And then a Pineapple Express, a warm tropical storm, actually came in, started raining on New Year's Eve, 96 into overnight to January 1st, 97. And all that snow, which was like some record snow up this year, it melted everything all the way to the crest. And all that water just came roaring down here. Yeah, not much water in it right now. This just be spring-fed type stuff, but this will start rolling pretty good here once it actually starts raining. I bet this week it'll rain pretty good. The rainstorms this week will be supposed to be pretty good, so these levels of the creek should rise dramatically. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Getting around anywhere was a nightmare with that flooding. Well, so there's pictures, but you can see the white line there, basically, with the difference of the concrete with the police station up above it. That was all underwater. All that empty space there was all underwater. It was massive flooding. Hey, buddy. Bodeman, how you doing, buddy? It's very good to see you, my friend. South of Austin had a freak flood earlier this year. Yeah, I saw that. It was, they had a series of bad storms. I can't remember when that was. Went all through Texas, actually up to the south. I think it was the same period when we had one of the worst tornado outbreaks in the country happened this last spring. I think it was all tied into that, if I remember right. Stream so far was good. We watched the parade for Veterans Day, or some places, depending on what country they call it, Remembrance Day. Of course, at least here in the United States, I think Canada's the same, but November 11th, tied to armistice of World War I. And then later became Veterans Day, a national holiday here, and then, like I said, a lot of places have Remembrance Day, just to remember those that have served. Yeah, but it was the amount of water. It was insane. 2 years ago, we had something almost similar, but not quite as much destruction and things that happened. But yeah, just wanted to walk over to the creek and see how the creek was. Hope your physics homework goes well. Physics was one of my favorite classes back, besides history, way back then. So the hotel also reported to be very, very haunted. Actually, a lot of, whoops. Spin this around, I'll walk over here. Walk over the little park here, courtyard. You're welcome. So, statue, metal. Jazz Simply Me, good to see you. Thank you so much. And if you could drop a shout out to Jazz Simply Me. So I was trying to look inside, see what they got going on today. What's happening, dude?
Picking up the locals on film?
No, well, we not locals, but we got people all over.
Who's that?
See Jim up there?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Do I really want to
You got to work today, huh? How'd you get out of that?
I'm not on call.
No, not you.
Yeah.
They didn't force a couple guys.
No, well, they got Corey Hennis. He's on call. They got a crew in there.
Hi.
Yep. I'm not on call.
Yours?
Yep. That's Remy. That's Nash.
I saw somebody today might have gone next door or something like that, but they were somewhere around here. They had a big ass turtle they were trying to get rid of. And I was like, oh, I know somebody.
Yep.
Well, you said you got rid of yours, right?
Yeah. Yep. I got the completion for you. All right. See ya.
All right, buddy. No lemon bars in there today. Sorry, it's a friend of mine. But yeah, give Jazz Simply Me a follow if you're not already. Fun streams, singing, some music. And odds are you've seen her around somewhere. So I know we showed this in my stream a few years ago. Try to get this thing just right. You can read that. Said, here stood in early days the hangman's tree. This marker placed by the parlor of the native daughters of the Golden West, July 24th, 1937. Celtic knot. I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's it's like an antique store. I couldn't remember what that store was. Another bistro. This is Tin Roof Bistro. There's a couple newer places here on town I have not been to. This is one of them. Just looking at the menu. Huh, Scotch eggs. I wouldn't have thought they would have those here. That's probably what I'd be getting right there is the chicken pesto sandwich. That's more my style. Jewelers. I'm not big into burgers. Never have been. I mean, I probably half a dozen a year, maybe. I'd rather have my steaks in a big slab and almost mooing. Sorry, I'm just reading chat. If I walk, I kind of miss chat a lot of the chat, so don't worry about that, and I'm a little behind too. Now, the smash burgers. Like I said, I'm just definitely more of a, give me a steak. Thick cut steak. Anywhere from blue to medium rare, depending on what it is, where I'm at. People send you WhatsApps about food as well. Oh, like right now, they're sending it to you, Adson? Or you just get them randomly? Try to walk up here.
Oh, you're railroad. Okay.
Let me start going up this way. Yeah, medium for me is 2 done. But I like my meat very rare. Sorry. Just climb up the hill here. You'd faint. To me, it just loses so much flavor. The more you cook it. Lose the tenderness. I'm with you, Hudson. Jess and to me, you're welcome. Sort of give a little bit of a, since the parade was over and it's been a couple years since I've walked or streamed from over here. It's a lot of straight up walking too. Yeah, see, up until, I said it earlier, but up until yesterday, the last 3 or 4 days were actually fairly warm. This should be cooling off again starting today. Storms start coming tomorrow. Thursday up here. Up at the crest of the Sierras here, there should be, like they were forecasting 24 to 30 inches. I do like probably ribeyes. Sniper. If I'm just gonna have a steak for flavor. So this building here is the county museum.
Should one of these days try to come and stream from inside the museum. Just show the exhibits and whatnot. But it depends on what we're eating too. I mean, how we're cooking that steak. I mean, I do make a lot of flank steak for tacos and such. Bunch of small redwoods here. See a lot of fillets in the chat there. Sniper, what's yours? See, and depending on what type of tree you are, it depends on if you got leaves here or not. A lot of the trees have already, there's actually a lot of trees that already lost their leaves. These pistache trees still got some on there. Yeah, I just think the ribeyes have just incredible flavor. All the marbling runs through them and such. Ribeye or New York. Yeah, both good options there. I've recently been buying picanhas, Brazilian cut, but it's cutting and making my own steaks. Just about like a 7-8 pound picanha, and then just cut it up like 1 inch, 1.5 inch thick slices. Wagyu, yes, I've had Wagyu once. I wanted to try it, and it was worth it. It was worth it. Very, very pricey, but very, very worth it. So this here is the city cemetery. Have a lot of, I won't walk through the cemetery, but I mean, you gotta think we have almost, well, basically 175 years of the history here. So a lot of older stones, grave sites for California. A lot of people forget though too, California has got some of the older history, even compared to some of the you know, except for we get to New England and stuff like that, because the Spanish were here a very, very long time ago. So I know we had talked about previously when I was doing the some of the Argonaut Kennedy mine stories, especially the Kennedy mine. We talked about the Argonaut mine tragedy, where the miners were buried basically a mile underground, and the rescue efforts to get to them unsuccessfully. But those miners that lost their lives are buried here in this cemetery. That's how I had mine. It was blue. I mean, it was like barely seared on all the sides, and it was incredible. Just melted in your mouth. So the just a little sign here says, "Here rest many of the men and women of the historic era who saw the beauty and value of this land, choosing to remain and build the county we cherish today. You are welcome to visit this burial ground to express reverence for the departed or for historical study, genealogical research, or a peaceful walk." Basically, it just says, "Please help us preserve these graves, landscaping, and markers for future generations." And adjoining it here is the Catholic cemetery. This is founded 1914. It's really peaceful. Well, I know some of you it's later in the day, but does anybody have anything exciting going on today or this week? It's a fancy marker there. Family marker. The parade was earlier. It was about an hour and 10 minutes ago, hour 15 minutes ago. So the parade could always be watched on as a VOD. I do have my VODs will be on the channel, but then also have a YouTube channel just for VODs. Not on your end, any? Yeah, you missed it, unfortunately, Jess. I mean, driving to the coast Friday. Yeah, how fun. Crabbing? No worry, Jesse. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. The resub and the gift subs. Appreciate you. Family gathering at Redwood hiking. Ah, sounds fun. Yeah, I'm on call Sunday, starting at 7 a.m. and then Monday and Tuesday, even though work, but after normal hours. It's the library there to the left. City pool and city park. They also have a baseball diamond up there as well. But the creek, one of the numerous creeks here in town, you see it flows right underneath the library. So what I'm walking down here to is the another historical site. And all these trees, and it's probably not coming through an audio, but all the squirrels are running around, picking up walnuts that have dropped, picking up acorns. Cute, but they're a general nuisance, I'll tell you that. Chewing everything up, digging everything up. Just to stash their nuts, and then in the spring, you know, plenty of little sprouts popping up everywhere. Thank you, Sniper. I appreciate you hanging out, buddy. Hugs back to you. Some big locust trees here. Yeah, there are a bunch of gray squirrels, Desi. All right, here we go. We're showing up here. Yes, they are, shin guards. Good to see you, buddy. They're just very destructive. I mean, they chew all the wires outside. They chew on the garden hose. They chew. If you have any flower pots outside, they dig everything up. So this is St. Sava Church. St. Sava Church is the oldest Slavic Orthodox church west of the Mississippi in the United States. Tree rats is, yeah, we call them tree rats too sometimes, Desi. So this area, you see here's St. Sava, let's turn this thing down here. St. Sava Serbian Orthodox Church has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places. And it kind of gives a little bit of information here. I'll read it. In December 1893, Father Sebastian traveled to Jackson, and finding a large Serbian Orthodox community, he encouraged them to build a church, the White Bride of Christ in front of you. This is the first and oldest church built by the Serbian immigrants in North America, who had come to this city and region to work in the mines. It was consecrated on December 4th, 1894. To this day, their descendants, as well as many other people seeking love, beauty, truth, freedom, peace, joy, and life everlasting, attend this precious house of worship. Saint Sava, 1175 to 1236, was an archbishop and enlightener of the Serbian lands and the central figure of the Serbian history. Saint Sebastian of Jackson, 1863 to 1940, was the first Orthodox Christian monk, priest, and saint born in the United States, and the first parish priest and founder of this and many other parishes along the West Coast and across the continent. Oh, I've eaten many in my time frame. Not from the house, but gone on squirrel hunts in the past. I do try to live off the land as much as I possibly can. Know where my food, know where my food comes from. Yes, you can eat squirrels. They're very good fried, Desi. So like I say, we're Painted Keys, good to see you. I'm gonna set this down for a second. I need to take this sweatshirt off. All this walking, I am roasting. So I'll let you look at the cottonwood trees there for a moment. Why would I pull your leg about that? Squirrels are very common to eat. At least here in the United States. Well, let me rephrase that. Country living in the United States. Bear with me just a moment. Get some water too while I'm at it. But there is a long history and traditions here, Jesse, of hunting. So whether that's deer, ducks, squirrels, quail, pheasant. Well, they're enough to live on. It showed the text, Painted Keys. At least for me. So it showed the text and the power up remote. Sometimes it does that and I'm not sure why they do that. Just take a moment just to cool down and hydrate. But anyhow, the church behind me is supposed to have incredible, I mean just absolutely stunning frescoes and just tons of beautiful, beautiful work inside. I don't know, shin guards. But lately I've seen it happen a lot where it's not showing the emotes in general and just putting text. So that could be what you're talking about. And I see Painted Key said something different. Enjoy your tea, Desi. Sorry, I'm just gonna get another water here and put my water away. So bear with me just a moment. Yeah, it just shows text. Strange. But the whole community up here just filled with a lot of Serbian and Italian heritage. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. That's weird. Not sure what happened. And the new ones were accepted? Huh. Strange. That's something I need to work on as emotes. I've not done much on that front in a while, but have some ideas, and someone I'm be talking to that said they would help me, who made the wow emote. Since now they've updated the logo and the Twitch background page. Do I want to go that way? No, I don't. Maybe. Yeah, if you didn't upload them or get rid of them and then upload them again with the new names on them as the file name, it won't take them. So that could be what's going on. So, but the town basically sits in a little hole here. You can't see it. Probably be about that direction. Would be the Argonaut mine. Over this way would be the Kennedy mine. Badges for like sub badges, you mean? Yeah, Edson was nice and helped create our sub badges here. Yeah, there's always a bunch of stuff to do, and I'm very, very, very computer illiterate, so I'm not very good at making things. I still have 2 or 3 VODs I downloaded, but they're broken because that like signal dropped or whatever. I still have to go in there and code them, edit them, and splice them together so they could be just one VOD instead of broken. Yeah, I'm definitely not the person to help you with that, unfortunately. I am able to edit the videos at least in a very, very, very basic level and get them, like I say, when they're broken, get them back together. Time for me is the biggest challenge. I work a ton. And then when I'm not working at the normal job, I have so many projects I'm always working on at the house. Even today, I still have to finish the greenhouse shelving. Started it last week. Got part of it done, but not all of it. I still won't be able to finish it all today either, but at least I will make a dent. Fortunate daylight savings time now. Up here, 4:45, it's freaking dark. Well, rephrase that. Not pitch black dark, but getting the hang of what? Editing, you mean, the videos? Oh, still got some cherry tomatoes on their plant. Just walking through these neighborhood back towards town. Looks like they yanked up their tomatoes today. Yeah, I've had a few whack job bosses in my life, but I mean, for the most part, I will have to say I've had some relatively good, through my whole career, good bosses. Some have been some great mentors, learned a lot from. One a couple years ago, she had no business running what she was running. And she went and found something else she was good at, which is good for her. I liked her, she was just in the wrong position for her skill level. Ads, huh? Okay. I know why Twitch, once upon a time you could disable ads altogether, and then they stopped that. And I guess it makes sense. I mean, they're running at a loss, so they want their money. Here, so it'll be easier to cross the street later. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just, some people are good on paper and just not really good on
She sent me an invoice for just the frame.
in practice. Or you might be great at your profession, know the job, and have zero people skills, which can make you a horrible leader. I don't even need to have a leader that knows what they're doing exactly, as long as they're willing to learn and accepts and has humility that they don't know everything. Some of the better bosses I've had have actually been some of the people that went into the position not knowing a ton about it and left it knowing everything, dang near. But also the people rallied around that person helped make them successful because they were just a good leader. Yeah, it's the whole Mother Lode up here. They call it the Mother Lode, the area of California where gold was actively mined, pursued. Has a lot of these old towns. And they are very quaint and cozy. I mean, where I live to the north just a little bit has a beautiful little main street. Jackson here has a main street. I've streamed from Amarillo City a year and a half ago maybe, which is the smallest incorporated city in California. And that has a very tiny, yet cozy little street, main street. To the south of me, San Andreas, Angels Camp, Murphy's all have great, Murphy's has a very bustling, robust main street, but they've focused a lot on tasting rooms. There's a lot of wineries up here in these foothills. The wine region here locally, the Shenandoah Valley appellation, is known for a lot of its Italian varietals. And there's a lot of really old vine grapes as well, still, that were brought over from those Italians that came over for the gold rush. Another one of the creeks here. See a massive hole under the. Right now I'm in Jackson, California, Shingarts. Soji, good to see you, buddy. Sorry, walking. I wasn't reading chat. So I'm trying to do a couple things here, man, not to get run over, not to trip. I'm gonna get down here, then I'll find a spot and then we'll just chat for a bit. Yeah, but you're in the Shenandoah. Yes, safety first. One of my daughter's favorite places to eat. Little diner. Half rack. Just a mountain of coleslaw, chili beans, a roll. Like for $13.50 or $13.95. It's like a crazy deal. And the ribs are delicious. I'm gonna sit back here for a few minutes. Get something to drink. You're always hungry. But to be fair, a lot of times we make you hungry, so there is that. But the diner is pretty good. I mean, they've got a lot of, burgers, just typical diner food. But like I said, they have the specials. The specials are what's the best. Like I said, they're half rack of ribs, which are just delicious, fall off the bone. Make a lot of their own stuff, make their own barbecue sauce, just different things. They come in every morning, make, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 different pies every day from scratch. Typical, like a lot of places, Fridays and Saturdays, they do prime rib. They do have lemon bars on Thursdays, which is kind of funny. They serve it with, what do you call it? Chicken Parmesan. And they'll give you just a little tiny piece of lemon bar, which I always thought was funny to have with Italian food. It is always lunchtime or dinner time. That is true, Soji. That is true. I got into Mars for just a little bit wasn't yesterday, Sunday. But I did come in, I saw she was crying, or teared up, I should say, from reading all the birthday messages and the words of congratulations from the record board. I did not get a chance to see mine. I think I got in there when she was reading Mysterios, if I remember right, the last one there. You're done, you're dead. Done with the work stuff? The special's also banned, yeah. But I do know, I'm just trying to kill some time here I do know where I want to raid today, but they're an hour later. So, I can't remember the date in December, but I'm going to try to do the Parade of Lights. I did that a couple years ago. Last year I had to work because it was a storm. I'm trying to think. I don't remember the date. I know it's a Saturday. Presentation was a success. Awesome. Congratulations. Let me see. Let me see if I can look at the calendar. And I'll put stuff in the Discord, but it might be around the 13th, possibly. I think it is the 13th. Is when the Parade of Lights is, but that's a lot of fun. I know, I think I have that VOD up from 2 years ago on the YouTube channel. If anybody's interested, just to get an idea what it is. Wait. Yeah, there we go. And then if you are lurking and not a follower, we do appreciate a follow as well. I know we picked up one today and with Sister Got Game, and I thank you very much if you're still around. But we're slowly getting there. I just wish I could stream a lot more. Yeah, Desi had a couple gift subs, resub, and we had a little hype train right at the start of the stream, so that was kind of fun. Let me see, Peanut subbed, had Huma, some bits, Adson resubbed, Sue, yeah. So, but I always appreciate all the support you guys give. It's never, oh, nice. I had to click on it to see a little better on the phone. Glad that emote came out pretty nice. Oh, there, Edson was his, Saturday, December 13th. Parade starts 6 p.m. Roads close at 5. Gotcha. So I was definitely gonna try to stream that. I I don't know that I'll be able to stream this weekend. I'm trying to think. 'Cause like I said, I am on call on Saturday, Sunday morning at 7. Saturday I'll probably be busy doing some things, getting ready. The following week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm on call. Actually, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've got 30-hour Cal OSHA training I have to do. We've got Thanksgiving coming up soon, so there's a lot going on here this next month. And somewhere I need to start getting ready, start getting Christmas lights up and things like that. And I'll probably start that probably actually Saturday, just because it'll take me a long time to get everything all set up. Especially now, when I leave in the morning at 5 in the morning, it's dark, and don't get home until 5:30 in the evening, it's dark. Sometimes even later. Oh, thank you, Celtic Glass. Yeah, it's a fun stream. So hopefully there's no storms, because if there's storms, I'll have to go work. But as long as the weather's good, and it's a rain or shine event. Only one time has it been canceled, and that's because the winds were supposed to be 60 miles an hour. Actually, they were. That was like 4 years ago, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. You can provide the snow for Christmas? Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be, so that direction is east, and crest of the Sierras, roughly 10,000 feet, to 10,000 feet, kind of depending on where you are exactly. But so starting tomorrow into Thursday, and probably a little bit into Friday, they will be, I think the forecast is 24 to 30 inches of snow, so it should get a lot of snow up that direction. Luckily, the snow level is not down here. I think not ready for snow. Yeah, and it sounds like you had a great time in Austin. I'm still envious that you got to go see Mandy Prater. So Andy did go see Mandy, JF. I know you definitely know who Mandy is. Went and saw her at a live gig. A week ago today, wasn't it, Andy? Tuesday? Sorry, I'm watching chat, so that's what I kind of do here. It's hard to see the chat on the other phone, so. It's got a transparent background on the stream camera, or stream phone, and so the white chat on this transparent is always difficult to see, where I can look at dark mode over here and see the chat perfectly. Yeah, last Tuesday. I thought it was. Yeah, I'm very, like, definitely very envious. Always try to watch her streams when I'm able to. I know frequently when JF stream, we raid into Mandy's on occasion. We'll probably, about 15 minutes, we'll wrap things up here. So I'm just gonna do a little chatting until then. What I wanna do is, today we're gonna raid into Frank Tedesco. I haven't raided Frank in a couple of years, haven't had the opportunity, so he had pushed his stream back an hour today, so actually it looks like going forward, I think he said noon Pacific instead of 11 on Tuesdays. So I wanted to be able to do that. Not often I could do that as a mod, get to raid my streamers, or one of my streamers. So actually, JF, I've never raided you either, so you're a little more challenging. Yeah, I could see that, Andy. You know, using there, snapping a bunch of photos in a little tight, small location. A lot of dancers on the floor. Yeah, I know on Friday she was at Three-Legged Goat. I think it's in Pfluger, I think is where, Pflugerville or Pfluger or something like that, Texas. Somewhere, a suburb of Austin. And that looked like a really nice, intimate venue as well. But it wasn't real packed because they were outside, so. And I don't know if Gato's still here. Oops, let me see if I could get that on there. I go Gato, your Popo. Further up in Northeast, gotcha. Yeah, I was trying, I want to say I was at, I think I was in Austin area, but it was, man. I was young, so let me just say that half of you probably weren't even born then. Concert outside in Texas at nighttime. Yeah, well, her gigs, some of her gigs, like I said, the Three-Legged Goat. It's like, I think it's maybe a brewery or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it looks like kind of a brewery type place. But she usually gigs there once, twice a month. She was doing gigs at the, so Austin Airport actually has, I don't know if it's daily, weekly, how it works, but she goes and gigs there sometimes too. You know, people are there, they can listen to some music. No, and she said it had been in the 80s, so it's not like crazy hot, Soji, but yeah. Yeah, microbrewery, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Thank you, Andy. Imagine, good to see you, buddy. Have someone give a shout out to Imagine. Some fun streams. A little singing and such. You have to work today, Imagine? Your last day off for your weekend, so you had a 4-day. Nice. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I went to work yesterday. Afterwards, I was like, why the hell did I just take the day off? But I don't like taking days off unless I really got something going on to do. I don't like to just, I don't want to say waste, that's not the right word, but it just doesn't feel as well planned, I guess, just to take a day off, I'm not saying I never do, but hindsight being 2020, I should have taken yesterday off. Would have been nice to have 4 days off. Yeah, you do need a break sometimes. I got one. My daughter had a week off for fall break. Maybe it was the second week of October. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think here. And I did take that off. We did a few little things here and there. But Soji, you're not wrong, because they implemented some stupid policy at work a while ago. So a year or two ago, 2 years ago. But so you accrue 8 hours of vacation, sick a month. So they have that in there, but they cap it. So you do have some cap sick, which is in a pool from before they did this program. They've changed it. Now this other thing, so your max you can get is 96 hours in this newer pool. So you basically lose a week or a day every month if you don't take one. So I don't always, but once in a while I will just take a day off, just take a sick day, call it a mental health day. But I try not to do that too often. But I do notice a lot more people do take a sick day now and then instead of, because you almost feel like you're losing it if you don't take it. Sun's finally starting to break through the clouds. A little bright. So I'll stay facing this way, away from the sun. I put my sunglasses on, but I wouldn't be able to see chat. They are important, Soji, that's for sure. Although usually when I take a mental health day, I'm usually doing a big project or something at the house. Got sick of this BS day. Nice. Every day is a mental health day for you. Take a sick day when you don't feel. I know, JF, right? I can't believe it. Luckily I don't get sick too often. Think knock on, there's no wood to knock on, but it's I did take a lot earlier on the year because I had that surgery for my hernia and some other things going on. I missed a few days when I was dealing with the skin cancer stuff, which everything looks good on that front, although I go back again December something, I don't remember the date off the top of my head. Well, same thing with so we can actually, same thing too with vacation time. So you have a max you can roll over. So you can only roll over a max of basically 100% of your annual. So if you, just making up for example's sake, let's say you had 80 hours of vacation a year, just for example's sake. So you can have banked is 160. So but you accrue your vacation monthly as well. So, and there are people that lose vacation because they don't take it, but I have no sympathy for those people that don't want to ever take vacation. I don't right now, Sue, actually. I usually just knock on your head if there's nothing wooden available. Nice. Go ahead and stick the hat back on. Took it off for a minute because it was a little bit warm after walking. Hopefully it's not too bright. The image of me anyhow, because the sun will be off my left shoulder eye. But like I said, there's a lot of people that just, obviously, and it's a tiered system too. So the more you work, as far as years of service, the more vacation you obviously get. So I don't remember what I can't remember the thing is. At some point, the max you can get is six weeks a year. Plus, you have some floating holidays to use as well. It's a bad situation. I also buy 2 additional days every year, 2% pay. Yeah, we can actually get, you can take time off too. So let's say for some reason you are off, you are out of your sick time. Let's say, for example, you were sick, but we have programs for that. Our own short-term disability program, if you will, but it'll actually match and get you basically full pay so when you're out sick. But for vacation, if you need to take vacation, and for some reason you didn't have a lot, you can actually take up to 2 weeks a year that would be unpaid. So I don't know why would anybody want to take unpaid, but I guess you could. But I think it might be 25 years you get 6 weeks, because I think that's what I get next year, because I'm in my 24th year. So I get right now, currently I get 5 weeks a year of vacation and 3 floating holidays that I can use for whatever. But I also put in a gazillion hours, as most of you that know me know. It seems like I'm always working, so that still doesn't seem like that's enough time, in my opinion. Yeah, so it's up to they'll do up to 364 days in this short-term disability program through work, which is way better than the state has. Because the state, you'd be lucky to pull in 50-60% of your pay through their disability program, but through ours, you'd be able to get full pay up to no overtime or anything, but just straight time hours. Frank went on. Tell me when he's actually on, JF, please. When it's no longer, not the starting soon screen or anything. but it's a good program. So yeah, it is. Well, the whole thing is retention. You know, they want to keep and retain people. So next to working, it's just a picture of you. Sometimes it feels like that, buddy. Man, I do work a ton, especially with storm season. I know the storm season of 23, I worked. Let me see, how long did I work? So I think it was like the starting Christmas Day or the day after Christmas. I went 28 days in a row, had a couple weeks off, and then I think it was around President's Day or somewhere in there. Then I did 32 days straight for storms. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of packing up a little bit here. Huh. There's a spider web flying through the air that just landed on the camera. Draped across my phone. Oh. Have those little tiny American flags I got at the hardware store, and I forgot to take them with me into the parade, even though I brought them with me. The little hardware store was giving out little small flags this morning for Veterans Day. This year was actually fairly mild, Soji, as far as storms go in the scheme of things. But for other work, yes, I was just working a ton still. I so want it. If she ever gets a P.O. box, Sue, I'm mailing her spiders. I mean, not live ones, but so I always like to troll her with that. Is she streaming right now too, Sue? Maybe she doesn't have to work today, so maybe she was doing a stream, possibly. But I send her, I always send her little links and stuff from, I see on Instagram where there was a thing, people were using real spiders and epoxy and different stuff. Yeah, I know she streams Saturday. I didn't know if she was streaming right now. I'm assuming that meant go time, but you accidentally got a link in there, made that a link. So, all right, we'll just kind of wrap this up here and get going there. I'm probably gonna have to charge my phones anyways here pretty soon, I'm sure. At least the one that I'm streaming off of. So, but there was also, I saw a thing where they made doorknobs out of resin, but with live spiders, or not live, but real spiders that were dead, and you know, they stick the needles in all around and get them propped just right, and they were making doorknobs. So I sent her links for that too. I always have to tease her, you know, things like that. So, but yeah, I want to thank everybody for hanging out today. Appreciate you. Oh, I would, Andy, if I could get to that. But thank you, everybody, and I appreciate the mods that have been here hanging out. Anybody that might be lurking, I appreciate that. Thank you for everybody that gave that resubbed or gifted a sub today. It is appreciated. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was just thinking about it. I'm like, huh, I don't have it to do it, but just use the I'll just use the raid call, just a normal raid call, because I see Stream Elements isn't subbed. So whoops. But anyhow, we're gonna go and let me start this here. Unless adds into, I can't see if it started if one of you guys started the raid, but we're gonna go over to Frank Tedesco. So I'd appreciate it if you all could just follow the raid over and paste those raid calls into chat. And then I'll be there. obviously I'm going to go home and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll be able to even mod today because I got a bunch of things going on, but with the holiday. Oops, why is that doing that? So that's, I don't know if you can or if it's counting down or not. Like I said, for some reason it's not showing me on here if the if we can get the raid going over to Frank, please. But again, like I said, thank you everybody. Thanks to the mods. Appreciate you all so much. Those of you hung out, chatted, just watched around, watched the parade, just hung out with me while walking through town, and this last little bit of just BSing a little bit. Sorry, get over here. The sun lighting right now is not the best, but appreciate y'all for hanging out, and I'll have to remember to sub Stream Elements later. Okay, there I can see the raid going now, or starting anyhow. So, like I said, we do have Discord. If you want to join and know when I'll be streaming, I'll kind of put that information in there. Yes, good point, Celtic Glass. That is true. If you are subbed, it will, if you copy and paste even though it's just got the words, it will give you the right paste the right message in there for you. So, like I said, I'll be kind of popping over there here in just a moment. Kind of should be able to watch. I can use, Sari will now tell me when where the raid went after we raided, so I'll know that you guys have left. The way I see it, it's like giving myself back a little bit, so it's not as bad as just a random thing. So wait, so if you get Stream Elements a sub and you get paid for that sub, is that money laundering? I don't know, just joking. But I also use it in my tax deductions too. I keep track of that stuff. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out. Looks like we're about ready to go. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see you around. Thank you.